What's up everyone, Kevin Gallagher here. Now, one thing I've got to say is I am a massive watch guy. I love watches, and it's one of the main reasons I've never had a smartwatch. I just completely geek out on the look of a watch, how it completes your clothing. I truly see it as a status piece. If somebody comes out and they've got a really beautiful Rolex on, it's just so clean. But the point of that is that is the main proponent as to why I've never gotten a smartwatch. I've never ever owned a smartwatch. And here we are, Apple's come out with the Series 6 Apple Watch, and your boy's got it. So we are doing a tech review right now about the Apple Watch, so let's get it going. Now, before we get this video started, I want to talk with you. I'm still at the 90% of my viewership are not subscribers standpoint. And I'm so thankful that you're here watching the video right now. But here's what I would love if you would just hook me up and do right now. And that is just simply click the subscribe button. Stay in touch with me. I'm going to keep making videos. I try to make one a week at a minimum, but I'm going to try to keep going with the 2 a week. If you like learning about new tech, if you like learning about business stuff, marketing, all of that kind of business world things, then I want you to subscribe to me today, click the notifications, and like this video. So again, let's start off by pointing out I've got 7 watches upstairs. Most of them are fossil watches, but they all hold sentimental value. They were all bought at certain times. And then my favorite, which if you go back through a lot of my videos, you'll see this Casio G-Shock watch. This G-Shock watch is amazing. This will not be going anywhere anytime soon. Anytime I go on a beach, anytime I'm going to the gym, even though the Apple Watch is phenomenal for workout, this watch in and of itself will not be going anywhere. I absolutely love it. For the most part, I'm going to be switching over to the Apple Watch. So I'm going to point out a lot of things about the Apple Watch that I love, and then the very last thing I'm going to do is point out something on the Apple Watch that I don't like. There's only really one thing. I've been using it now for 3 days. I absolutely love it, but there's one thing that I cannot stand on such a massive level, and it's a major repair that Apple's got to do. So let's start off with the packaging itself. This is typical Apple packaging, very solid shell. Now, one thing I notice is this. It's a large box. Now, the band comes in a separate box. In this case, I've already thrown that box away. There was a place filler inside of this box. So the majority of this box is just that box. So it's a little bit wasteful, Apple. However, let's go ahead and open it up so you can see. You can see it's got these pull tabs on the bottom that open up. And as you open it up, there's little things that Apple does better than just about everybody else. Printing inside of a box is a very expensive aspect of printing for your packaging. So, you know, that wasn't cheap. And it's great the way that they've done this because it's going to be a one-size-fits-all box. Very smart move on Apple's part. But then once you're inside, you have this box right here. Now, this box actually contains the watch. Again, the band is not on this watch right now. So what do you need something this size for? It's literally, from a marketing perspective, it's a perception thing. As a buyer, you're buying a watch. You want a box that looks like it fits that watch. So as you open up the box, this is what's inside. This is where the watch was, inside of a protective sleeve, which pretty robust protective sleeve. You have this informational packet here. And then you have where the charger once was. Again, the charger I'm using, so it's out of there. Notice what's not in here. The brick. The brick to plug the charger into. It was just a wire. So you have this entire packaging. Apple, the packaging could have been this wide, and that's it. But instead, we have this entire monster, and if there's one thing that gets on my nerves, it's an overuse of paper. The other thing that's annoying is no brick inside. So now you're forced to go and find some other charger or buy one in order to charge your product. I think that's a mistake. I understand their concept, keep the landfills clean of these things and so on and so forth, but I don't know any single person who's throwing away charging bricks. It's like one day will be currency on the black market, Apple charging bricks. Now let's talk about the watch itself. Let me start by telling you which one I went with. I got the 44mm space gray aluminum body with a navy blue sport wristband. And we'll talk about the reason why I went with all those options as we go through and I point out certain features of the watch itself. Here on the Apple Watch 6, we have the face itself. On the side, you have the crown dial, you have the microphone, and you also have a button here, a side button, that does different various functions as explained in the informational packet that comes with the watch. On the back side, you have the sensor itself, which is taking things like the new blood oxygen level, your fitness, your pulse. It's keeping track of all of that information, and that's that there. On this side here, you have the speaker area, two small slits that open up, and you can hear your calls, you can hear the walkie-talkie, which is a love feature for me. And then otherwise, the band slides into two spots on the top and bottom, making it very easy to change out with different bands. And we'll talk about that in a second as well. Now, let's talk about the display itself. The display itself, which I don't know if it's hard to see, I guess it's not hard to see, it's very clear. The display itself is 368 by 448 pixels. And one thing I have to say is I'm extremely impressed with the clarity of the screen. It is bright. It catches your attention. One of the watch faces I have on here is Toy Story, and as you tap through the animations, it just looks so clean and clear. It's hard to believe that this is a piece of wearable technology. It's just so impressive, the color and the screen in and of itself. The display area is 977 millimeters, which when we're talking about millimeters sounds like a very small area. Again, you'd be pretty impressed. It's about the size, at the 44 level, it's about the size of the Nano. I don't know if you remember the Nano when that came out with a color screen and everything, and you were able to actually watch movies on your Nano. It almost feels like you're wearing a Nano on your wrist, which Apple, if that's basically what you repurposed, cleaned up, and made better, really smart move. Compared to the 3 series, so again, not compared to the 5 series, but compared to the 3 series, if you're going back, which on Apple, on their website, you can look at the 3 or the 6. For some reason, you can't look at the 5. I don't know why. Compared to the 3 series, it's a 30% larger screen, even at the 44 millimeter comparison. That's pretty impressive as far as the screen size. Their ability to get to the edges now is very impressive. Now, it comes in various materials and colors. Again, I went with aluminum and space gray. I get it. That's the basic bitch of Apple Watches. You could get rose gold, you could get stainless steel, you could get titanium. Now, one of the biggest factors for me is cost and weight. Those are the two factors when I'm looking at a watch. Now, this watch retails with tax at about $429. If you were to go up to stainless steel or titanium or gold, two things are going to happen. One, your cost is going to go all the way up. I mean, literally, I think the titanium was like $1,000 for the same size watch with all the other same components, but in titanium. But your cost does go up. Now, the other aspect is your weight also goes up. The weight of the aluminum watch is 30.5 ounces. Now, I know we're only talking about ounces, but when something's on your wrist, you can feel it. The aluminum body makes it so much lighter weight. It's very impressive how light it feels on your wrist. You truly don't know it's there. When you go to the stainless steel or titanium, the stainless steel is 39 ounces and the titanium is 34 and basically a half, 34.6 ounces. So stainless steel becomes a heavier watch, and on your wrist you do notice the difference in weight. Now with the Series 6 you have two different size options, 40 and 44. Compare that to the Series 5, which I bought for my wife last year. She could have a 38, a 40, or a 44, which I went with the 40 for her. Apple finally realized most people want a larger watch face, and they went with their two larger sizes. So just kind of know that going in. If you wanted that smaller size, maybe you're a shorter person, maybe you just have very skinny wrists, I don't know, but the 38's not an option with the Series 6. The display, which I already talked about how impressive it is. One of my favorite things in comparison to wearing a normal standard watch, one of my favorite things that you could do now with an Apple Watch is having different faces. You could go into the Apple Watch app, which I'll try to do a screenshot of for you to see, but you could go into the Apple Watch app and pick from tons of different watch faces And then when you open it up, you can then customize those watch faces to color scheme. You can decide what's on the edges. So like one of the things that I'll show you here, around the edge of the watch, there's 4 different areas where you can customize. So on mine, I have my messages at the top right. I have the walkie-talkie feature bottom right. On the left, I have the date, which I love having on a watch face. And then the top left, I have my activity. So I can kind of keep track of, am I standing up enough? Am I moving enough? One of the aspects with the Series 6 watch that is not on previous to 5 is the always on retina display. Now the 5 has the always on as an option. People complained about the brightness level on the 5. On the 6, it's got 1,000 nits of brightness, and it is the always on. You can glance at your watch and see the time and see information without it necessarily lighting up. So the always on is a really cool aspect of the watch. It's not like you just have this black square on your wrist like previous to 5 had anybody who had one of those watches. Fitness, one of the biggest reasons people get this watch. Fitness it has become such a big aspect of wearable technology. From that perspective, the Apple Watch gives you so much that you can work with. It ties straight into your phone, your iPhone, the apps for fitness, and now it's giving you a blood oxygen sensor, which there is a version of the Apple Watch 6 series called the SE, which does not have the blood oxygen sensor as an option. This is something that after 3 days of use, I can completely attest to. This thing charges extremely fast. It boasts a 20% faster charge than previous models. I mean, really think about that. 20% faster. We're not talking about 5%, you know, or something under 10. 20% faster. I had this thing down to about 20% the other day. I popped it on the charger, came back 40 minutes later, full charge. This thing charged so much faster than I thought it was going to. Now let's point out what I love about the watch, and then the one area, the thing that I hate the most. That being said, let's go with 4 things I love about the Apple Watch, and 1 thing that, please Apple, please fix this, throw an update out there and get it cleaned up. Number 1 thing I love about Apple Watch, the walkie-talkie app. Both my wife and my best friend both have an Apple Watch. I am able to hit the little walkie-talkie button here. I could pull up a contact list of other people who have the Apple Watch, and then I could sit here and walkie-talkie with them. I could be sitting at my desk in the basement, my wife could be upstairs with the kids doing school, and she can easily message me to tell me that I need to come up and help make lunch for the kids. Second thing, connectivity. If you connect your watch to your cloud and everything is connected together, you could get all of your information spread out across all of your devices. If you're an Apple person, if you have a Mac, if you have a phone, if you have an iPad, getting the watch just makes sense. Productivity. Business owners, using this watch is going to make you so much more productive. I got caught up this year because of the coronavirus. I used to live by my calendar, and this year I got away from that. I was sitting outside with my neighbor this weekend. My phone was within 30 feet inside of the house. My wife sent me a text and said, "Hey, I have something on the 11th. Can you please mark off on your calendar that I'm going to be gone at 2 o'clock. I was able to read the text from my phone and then set a calendar appointment from my phone. I then also set myself an update for the day before to remind me that that calendar appointment exists. You could do all these things straight from your watch. The amount of productivity that you're going to have as a result of wearing this watch is going to be fantastic and lights out. And the last thing that I just love, I'm a golfer. I golf for work. I'm always on a golf course, like from spring through fall, I'm on a golf course at least once a week for work. And one of the things I was always jealous of is somebody picking up their wrist and saying, "Oh, we're 230 yards out." You can get various golf apps that talk to your Apple Watch and sit there and know exactly where you are on the golf course at all times. It's super cool. It's super fun to use. I actually got to use it on Friday and it worked phenomenally. Everybody was impressed by it. And then on top of it, they're all having to run back to the golf cart to get their phone to check their messages, and I'm looking at my emails and my messages right from my watch. Now, here is the thing that brings me so much rage, that Apple, please listen to me, and please put a patch update out so that we can fix this problem, Apple. Please fix this problem for me. It drives me nuts. If I am talking to my phone, my watch, and asking Siri to do something, it also does it on my phone. If I'm sitting at my desk, pre-Apple Watch, and I asked Siri to do something, my MacBook would pick it up and my phone would pick it up. But my phone would take precedence over my Mac. That doesn't happen with the Apple Watch. If I'm trying to tell the watch to text message somebody and my phone is sitting there, they both pick it up and they both try to send the text. Apple, please fix that problem. It almost, I mean, honest to God, if it wasn't for all of the other phenomenal aspects of this watch and my love for tech and my love for watches, that aspect would make me return the watch in a heartbeat. Alright guys, look, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, if there's something about the Apple Watch that I should know, if there's something that you want to make sure it goes into the productivity video that I'm going to make over the next couple of weeks, then I want you to go ahead and comment below. I want to hear from you, I want to talk with you, I want to engage with you. Let's have a communication. Small business owners, remember, be small, think big. Otherwise, y'all, I hope you have a great day and take care.